I'm gonna just start this video by saying I didn't actually spend 24 hours straight working on a ball for this video, but I have spent over 24 hours working on this ball over the last couple years. So then I thought, what if I took all the footage that I had and put it together as if it was all filmed at once? Well, I did that and it was 16 minutes and 16 seconds long. But what if the footage wasn't time-lapsed? What if all the footage counted as how long the footage took me to record? Well, that's what this video is. All the time-lapse footage, but if it wasn't time-lapse and it was all recorded at the same time. At least the first 24 hours. So for this, we're going to say that the footage starts at 8 a.m. when I got a rubber band ball and some rubber bands to make it bigger. And this is how big it was next to a tennis ball. And a whole 35 minutes later, I had added that bag and this is what it looked like. The second bag only took 10 minutes, so by 45 minutes in, the ball looked like this. I didn't finish this bag in 15 minutes, so by 9 a.m. the ball looked something like this. After 10 more minutes, I had that bag finished, and then I started on the next one. After 3 different location changes, at 10 a.m. we arrive at the 2-hour mark of this challenge, and this is what the ball looks like. 45 minutes and a couple more location changes later is the end of part 9, which is right before the big video I did for part 10. That video alone adds 1 hour to the timer and is now 1:45, almost 4 hours in. 12:35 is when the ball goes into the river and we end up having to start over. And after another 2.5 hours, I had the ball back to where it was. Just over another hour later, we're at the end of part 20. And for part 21, I added another 500 bands in about 25 minutes. About 2 hours later, I had finished part 30, which was my 1000 bands video for 100 subscribers, and I also started comparing it to a basketball. It took me 10 more minutes to do the next video, and another 10 minutes to do the following 2 videos. Part 36 was a video where I placed all the bands going the same direction, and that ended at 7:55. So because I didn't finish the next video in 5 minutes, the ball would have looked something like this at the 12-hour mark. Another hour later, I had that video done. This is what the ball looked like. Here's the ball at 9:15 and 9:30. And at 10:15, over 14 hours into this challenge, is the first time I weighed the ball, and it was 13 pounds, which happened at the end of part 48. And this is what the ball looked like at the end of part 49, 2.5 hours later. By the end of part 50, it is now 4 a.m., over 3 hours later. Another hour later, I weighed the ball again, and it was 18.4 pounds. Since it is now 5 a.m., that means we're 21 hours into this challenge with only 3 left to go. 40 minutes and 4 videos later, the ball has some color to it. 30 minutes later, the ball looks like this, and we're less than 2 hours away from the end of the challenge. By 6:30 a.m., the ball looked like this, and by 6:45, I had added these black bands. And with 30 minutes left to go, we were back to the thick bands. And the ball weighed 30 pounds. And to finish off the 24 hours, I added more colored bands to the ball, and this is what it looked like next to a basketball.